Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Unity of Command 2. We're playing the Moscow 41 DLC and we are back here in the final conference of the game, as far as I would think so at the very least. Anyway, for this conference I do want to give the southern and southwestern the ability to both create pontoon bridges and set piece attacks. The only one that doesn't have it at this point is the Kalinin front. But the Kalinin front is, well, it's in the Rzhev offensive. It's one mission. We'll just have to see how that goes. But anyway, let's continue here with the first mission, Kerch Landing, on December 26, 1941. Sevastopol is besieged by the German 11th Army, which is commencing a final assault on the city. Stavka hatches a desperate plan to relieve the city by an amphibious attack on the Kerch Peninsula, which is held by a single German division. A successful landing would force the Germans to divert forces and abandon the attack on Sevastopol, or even to retire from the Crimea entirely. Taking these objectives will improve your starting situation in future scenarios. Nizhnekhilzy. Our forces have little experience in amphibious attacks, and you can expect no air support or modern tank units. We do have the element of surprise, however, and it is believed defending forces are only a thin screen. Take Kerch and Feodosia quickly, and push on before the Axis forces can establish a coherent defensive line. Note your amphibious forces do not all have to land on the turn they appear. Feodosia turn 3, Kerch turn 3, Bulganak Bay 1, Oysel, Sudak 4 and 5, Karasubazar 9, Desnierski turn 11. HQs can be deployed, reinforcements are on turn 3, so let's just get started with Bulganak Bay. Basically nothing else to be done than to take massive casualties. So very little to be done there. Let's deploy these. Of course, had to be a bad die roll. Not really any surprise that it was. Bam, bam, bam. Let's deploy the rest of the troops. It's sometimes really hard to keep my patience with this game. In seeing or getting some of those odds, it's that's extremely frustrating. Okay. deploy all of these guys and give them the specialist steps. So these are some pretty powerful units. Let's make sure that we block the entire area and get as far as possible. They're not necessarily going to be able to take those. Okay. I mean, even the attacks against this cavalry group are just too bad. Like that. Yikes. Let's actually go for that. I know that's not the greatest, but this way, at the very least, I can continue moving forward as much as possible towards my objectives, and do value that a little bit more than the steps. I don't need to kill them now. They'll be out of supply for 2 turns. I got another specialist. Should have moved these guys earlier. Oh, crud. Whack them. Take this, move back. fact that it did not retreat on all of those attacks is again a very heavy blow here. Super frustrating. Oh, come on, please don't stop. Okay. Also, I still need to keep like a line out there. All of them will not be in supply. Yeah. It means that I kind of... Let's remove this one too for now, so I have a double one on the next turn. And then I feel like I might be able to establish one over here while linking up if I take Krim. Guess not. Yeah. Get real. Okay. I can put it there now. Actually, I can probably even attack those guys. Alright, I definitely need to make sure that they are cut off again. If I get there on turn 8, 9... crud. They'll only be cut off for 2 turns already. No, I will get there on turn 8. It's 9, 10, 11. Yeah. That's your job. Okay. Alright, I don't have this hex yet. Okay. And because none of these can attack after this, I basically... Oh. Thanks. They cannot enter this hex, so I don't need to put any protection there. Next turn I can also use you. 44th Army. That's not very useful. Let's actually take a step from you. And move them in here. I think it also... It does not cut off the... Okay. Still... rather need to move like that. I'm not too sure whether they can even get through there now, being cut off for 2 turns. We'll see. I'm not too happy about that at all, really. Why are they still out of supply there? They just got unlucky. Oof. The one thing I do want though is I actually want to keep the OK there, because I don't want it to respawn up here and cause me all sorts of trouble with Nizhnersky, like recovering it. I think. Okay, so now that I got it covered like this, I can also keep forcing myself over to both Karasabuzar and hopefully still make something out of it. Well, I can take that. Let's just start with them. I know I'm taking very severe losses for very poor attacks, but I want to get to the... I'd rather keep these guys alive, the engineers. It just seems like that is maybe a possibility. Sweet. And they're on a supply hex, I think. So they will get supplies there. But it doesn't really matter that much anymore in that area. So I think the most important thing to do right now is just to clear them out. And I keep getting losses. Holy cow. Like an insane amount of them turn into 1-1s. That's really tough. Definitely not too pleased with that. Let's just see how that goes. I do think that now that these guys will be encircled for 3 turns, will be okay. That's interesting, but I'm obviously not going to spend any points here. These guys will not be back. And there we go again. Okay. Well, let's get you right next to it. You here, here, and let's also send a bunch of these back in the hopes of them still doing some damage. All of them will be out of supply for 3 turns, so there is really nothing they can do with that. Take that city. And let's see if we can beef up the points. Alright, and then they only have this part of that division left. So, I guess that worked out. It's a pretty insane mission for the damage that you'll be getting. 193. Not particularly great score or anything. But, you know, that's all the objectives. Alright, next up will be the Kursk Orel offensive. I want to thank you for watching this one. Do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.